There is a film that exists not in the clamor of plot, but in the quiet spaces between memory and stone. The story of South Hill Park is less a narrative to be followed than a place to be inhabited, a cinematic edifice built from whispers and half-remembered light. Released in 1973 to little fanfare, director James L. Hargrove's sole feature is an artifact of a specific moment in independent filmmaking. Funded through a patchwork of grants from regional arts councils and shot over 3 autumn weeks in a declining New England town, the production was an exercise in resourceful scarcity. Cinematographer Eleanor Vance famously used only natural light and a single refurbished 16mm camera, a constraint that birthed the film's distinctive, painterly gloom. The film's very setting was its first and most crucial character. The real South Hill Park was a planned community that failed in the late 1950s, leaving behind a skeleton of half-finished houses and overgrown lawns. Hargrove and his skeleton crew lived on site during the shoot, an immersion that seeped into every frame. The faint mildew on the walls, the specific way dust motes fell in the abandoned community hall. These were not set decorations, but the genuine textures of decay the film crew woke to each morning. This production reality is key to understanding the film's central preoccupation. The story of South Hill Park is not about what happened there, but about what lingers. It follows no protagonist in a traditional sense. Instead, it drifts between the perspectives of 4 former residents who return, separately and unbeknownst to each other, to the ruins of the development. Hargrove structures the film as a series of overlapping solitudes. We see an elderly man meticulously cleaning the windows of his former home, though the glass has been shattered for years. A middle-aged woman replants a rosebush in a garden now choked with weeds. Their actions are not practical, but ritualistic, attempts to commune with a past that is physically present yet irrevocably gone. The film's profound silence, punctuated only by wind, footsteps, and the occasional strain of a forgotten melody from a character's memory, becomes a medium for this communion. Thematic analysis reveals the film as a deep meditation on the architecture of memory. The park's buildings, their empty door frames, their staircases leading to collapsed second floors, function as literal manifestations of mental space. Hargrove composes shots that frame characters within these architectural fragments, suggesting that memory itself is a structure we navigate, full of rooms we can enter but cannot refurbish. Consider the film's most analyzed sequence. A 10-minute static shot of the character Helen sitting in the derelict community center. As the afternoon light slowly shifts across the floor, the sound design subtly introduces the ghostly echoes of a long-ago dance. The rustle of dresses, a snippet of laughter, the scratch of a phonograph needle. The film proposes that place is a palimpsest, and that in absolute stillness, one might perceive the faint tracings of all that has occurred there. This is where the film's minimalism transcends aesthetic choice and becomes philosophical inquiry. By denying us exposition, backstory, or dramatic confrontation, Hargrove forces the viewer into the same position as his characters. We are not told what to feel about South Hill Park. We are left to wander its cinematic spaces and confront our own relationship to loss, nostalgia, and the physical anchors of our personal history. The film also quietly critiques the mid-century American dream of the planned community, the promise of a perfect manufactured life. South Hill Park's failure is the failure of that ideal. The characters return not to celebrate community, but to engage in intensely private reckonings. The shared dream has dissolved, leaving only individual, fragmented memories in its wake. Hargrove's direction exhibits a profound respect for the integrity of time. Scenes unfold in something close to real time, rejecting editorial manipulation. This temporal honesty makes the character's small actions, polishing a brass doorknob, smoothing the gravel of a pathway, feel monumentally significant. In a world obsessed with speed and utility, the film posits that true meaning might be found in the useless act of tending to a ghost. The film's emotional power is cumulative and atmospheric, Rather than narrative, it builds a mood of exquisite melancholy that is never sentimental. The performances, largely from non-professional actors Hargrove found in the surrounding county, are restrained to the point of austerity. Their faces are landscapes as weathered and telling as the park itself, registering emotion not in dialogue but in the slight tremor of a hand or a prolonged gaze into empty space. In its final movement, the four characters remain unaware of each other's presence, passing like shadows through the same rooms at different hours. This structural choice is the film's ultimate insight. Our most profound experiences of memory are solitary. We may share a history with others, but we inhabit its echo alone. The concluding shot is one of the most quietly devastating in cinema. As dusk falls, the camera slowly pulls back from the community hall, now empty. The last light fades from the windows, not with a dramatic cut to black, but with the gradual, inevitable dimming of day into night. The park is returned to itself, a vessel holding nothing but the faint, imagined after images of the lives it once contained. The story of South Hill Park endures not as a solved puzzle, but as a sustained and haunting question. It asks what remains of us in the places we leave behind. It suggests that memory is not a story we tell, but a space we occasionally visit. A space where the past is both achingly present and forever out of reach. In an era of cinematic overload, Hargrove's film is a testament to the power of absence. It finds its resonance not in what it shows, but in the profound emptiness it frames. To watch it is to perform a kind of archaeological quietude, sifting through the layers of silence and suggestion to uncover the fragile architecture of our own recollections. It is less a movie watched than a place remembered, long after the screen has gone dark. Thank you for watching until the end. We pour our passion into every single video essay exploring the stories behind the movies we all love. If you stumbled upon this video by chance, there is a very high probability you might never see our channel again in your feed, so please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and ring the bell. We are actively growing this community of cinema lovers, and your support is what helps us make our content better and more insightful every single day. Let's explore the magic of filmmaking together. See you in the next one,